during the indoor season in Canada, obviously, when it's like this, we're not on the water throughout the winter. So we want to make sure that the time that we're spending on the erg, we're using it really effectively. Okay? So Catherine, if you want to grab the handle. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. You can start at the finish. So one of the things that we spend a lot of time working on is proper posture and positioning. So we're going to go over kind of the finish position, what's good, and what we would like to avoid. Okay? So Catherine, this is where you would finish? Okay, that's actually pretty good. Okay? So you want to be finishing the handle in about where your ribs come up and meet your sternum. That's a pretty good spot. Okay? You want to keep your shoulders relaxed. Okay? And you want to make sure that you're getting the elbows a little bit past the body here. You want to be out like this, because that's kind of looking like a chicken wing, and then you're just finishing here, which means your biceps are doing a lot of work, but your shoulders aren't really doing too much. Okay, so just a nice, comfortable, relaxed position here. Okay, you also don't want to be like this, because that's using a lot of forearms. It looks like praying mantis, and you're going to get really tired. Okay, so just nice, relaxed position through the finish right here. Okay, that's good. The other thing we want to look at, and I see it all the time every time I go to a erg competition, and you've been taught well, Catherine, this is very good, but sometimes you see people pulling the handle up here into their chin. Okay, who's seen that before on YouTube and other stuff? Yes. We want to avoid that. And the reason is this, a couple of things. Yes, you can get probably a little bit of a better score on here, getting a longer stroke this way. However, it's doing two major things that are not good for your development. Number one, you're going to be leaning way further back than you ever want to in a boat. Okay? In a boat, there's kind of an optimal lean back position. If you go too much past that, then your body starts doing this, and then that's what starts happening to the boat, is you start doing this. And that is not very effective when you want to be doing this. Okay? Okay? So that's one thing. The other thing is that your arms are doing this at the finish. And when are you ever going to do this in a rowing boat? Hopefully not too often. Yeah. Okay? This is not a strong position for your arms. And as we said, we want to be using the ergs effectively over the winter, so we want to be strengthening and training all the muscles that we're going to be using when we get on the water. Okay? So we do not want to be seeing anything up here like this. Okay? Nice, relaxed position through the finish like you would in a rowing boat. Okay? The other thing we want to be looking for at the finish is, is the lower back. Okay? So you don't want to see the lower back tucking under like this. And most of the time you see the back tucking under like this is because you have weaker kind of core muscles, right? Or your hamstrings are really tight. Okay? So you can relax, Catherine. Just let your arms come out. Okay, keep your knees down, sit up really tall. And I want you to think about pivoting over from the hips as much as you can. Keep your chin up, chest up. Okay. So ideally you want to keep this part of your back, you can sit up a little bit taller, if that's square. Okay? That's how you want to come out of the finish, right? Pivoting over from the hips. Your knees are still down, you're probably feeling a stretch to your hamstrings. Yeah? Okay, good. Okay? So just practice going around the finish here. So it would be like body swimming. So coming to the finish. There you go. This is a really good drill you can do on the erg, just to get that feel of pulling into the right position, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and really focusing on pivoting over from the hips. Okay? As I said, if you're tight through the hamstrings or hips, or don't have the core strength yet, you can work on it. But this is really important in a boat that we're getting that pivot over from the hips. Part of the reason why it's important is now, if you let your legs come up slowly into the catch, into the catch, into the catch, you want to maintain that body position, right? Body angle. So when you come into the catch position here, this is very good. You're looking for shins that are straight up and down, just like you would in a boat, right? They're vertical. You want a straight line between the knee and the ankles. Okay? And she doesn't have to lunge like this into the catch. She's already set her body angle. She can probably compress just a little bit more there. That's good. Okay? And then when she reaches this catch position, all she has to do is push with the legs. There you go. Yep, you can finish it up. Right up. So these are kind of some of the, keep going nice and slow, fundamental things that we're looking for. Okay? The reason why you don't want to lunge at the catch like this to get extra length is because in the boat, if you're starting to lunge and dip and dive like this, right, what's happening in a boat? You get a lot of check. What else happens? I'm going like this at the catch. Sorry? Yeah, it's going to affect balance. The blades are going to sky up like this, right? And from an efficiency point of view, this, if your hands are nice and relaxed and you've already set your body angle, coming into the catch, your upper body doesn't really have to do a lot of work, right? You can focus on the legs, right? And that's going to help you get a nice, quick leg drive right off the catch. Okay, so those are kind of the key things we're going to work on today. Really pivoting over from the hips, okay, we're going to be looking for. And if you're tight, we'll spend a little bit of time stretching there. Okay, nice solid posture. You don't have to be really upright. You want to get that pivot over and then nice and relaxed up into the catch so your upper body isn't doing a lot of like this. Okay? And shins vertical. And I'm just going to mention one more thing. So sometimes, besides seeing this, the other thing that I see on the earth is when people come out of the finish. So from here, you're doing it very well. Your hands are kind of moving in a nice straight in, straight out. Sometimes you see people whose hands are down here, they hit their knees, they scrape along their shins, they whack their toes, they narrowly avoid this, and then they come in here and look at the position that she's in, right? It's not good. And then, to take the stroke, they go like this, right? That's called rowing over a barrel, right? So we want to avoid that. So something that I tell people who do that is, can I see your Gatorade? So I tell people everybody should have a water bottle for workouts, right? Put the water bottle between your feet, like this, unless you have a really tall water bottle. And then you can maybe put it here. Okay? And that's just a good guideline to make sure you're not dipping your hands too much. Okay? You want to relax a little bit coming up into the catch, but you don't want to be scraping along your shins and your feet. Anybody have questions about some of the stuff that we went through today? Yes?
Should you focus on keeping your heels down, or is there like an ideal like heel height?
If you can't keep your heels down, you should always be working on your flexibility, right? Okay. It's okay if your heels come up, coming into the catch, to get that perpendicular position, but if they're coming up, as soon as you start the leg drive, you want to be driving the heels down.
Okay. So like most of your power should come off pressure from the heels instead of the toe.
Yeah. So if you're not flexible enough, yes, your heels can come up, work on the stretching, but you want to be, as soon as you can get the heels down, get the heels down.
Okay.
And the reason for that is going to mean a stronger, faster leg drive.
So like ideally your heels wouldn't come up at all?
If they don't need to.
Yeah, okay.
If you think about it, doing a squat, you don't push off on your
Exactly.
squat, right?
So I try and tell them, but
Good question. Anything else? Yeah.
Quick comment about the back end here.
Yes.
Avoiding the toe bone from going
Yeah.
under. Okay. All direction should be in the direction of the finish line. So everything horizontal, like you say. But avoiding that because the seat actually rolls forward into the. That's very.
I want to see that. Yep.
and so like the biomechanics of having your shins parallel, like going forward, you're not going to be able to, you're going to get less drive. Is that the reason why you wouldn't go past perpendicular?
That's one of the reasons. You're not going to get the same power out of over-compressing, right? This is kind of the optimum position, and when you go past that point, then it can maybe lead to some.
Okay. And this is like a good thing for consistency, like what you were talking about earlier, to keep the shins parallel. Okay.
Shins perpendicular to the ground.
Okay. And
Any questions? Yes. If you should have your arms straight, and when you come into the catch, it should be all about the legs. Okay, you don't really want to get into grabbing like this or grabbing with the back. So it might take a little bit of practice to get that feeling.
when like how segmented do you think you should have between the leg drive and then the back pull? Like a lot of people will start their back
I usually
lean.
tell people about halfway through the leg drive, you open up at the back. I
Okay.
think it needs to be fluid and consistent.
Mhm.
You don't want to finish the leg drive before you start pulling with the back. Obviously, you want it to flow. Your legs will finish a little bit before your handle comes into your body,
Okay.
but it shouldn't be like.
Yeah.
You want it to be fluid.
So about halfway through the stroke is when you should start to lean back a little bit, and then.
It's kind of a guideline, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ideally, we want to get as much like pivot around the finish, so the legs are finished a little, finish it off with the arms. That would be too much, but and pivot out so that everything around the turn is nice and fluid. And yeah.
So you really want to keep your spine straight and pivot at the hips.
Through the lower back, you want to make sure that you're really pivoting over. Your upper body doesn't have to be like this, but you don't want to be slumping. So they tell people to keep your chin up. Normally
Okay.
it's enough to posture.
Okay.
Other questions?
All right, let's get to work. So Paul's just going to describe the workout that we're going to do, and we'll get going.
Dan, someone's backpack here is leaking.
Whose backpack is that? Oh.
It's like blood. What do you have in there?